Welcome to the Wine Zone. I'm Conrad Ejbich and this is Pro&Kon. My guest today is Larry Horne. Larry has been a highly successful television advertising salesperson with CBC-TV until he decided to become poor by investing in an Ontario winery and becoming its sales director. Larry has been with Calamus Winery now for almost a decade, or more than a decade. And he's just produced a very funny and lovely memoir called Besotted. And it's available now on Amazon and in bookstores. Get it. So, Larry, what's the difference between the real world and the wine world?
Well, the wine world makes the real world a lot more acceptable, I think, would be my take on that. There's the wine world is kind of make-believe in some ways. It's to me, it's travel, it's people, it's experiences. It's you know, some of the best things in life are part of the wine world.
Just not money.
Yeah, that's as I say in the book. All those slogans are true. If you want to make a small fortune in the wine business, start with a large one. All those. All those things are pretty much true.
Right.
But
now,
it's a labor of love for a lot of people. Yeah.
It is, and your previous labor was probably one of love too. I mean, you sold $1 million ad campaigns for television.
I did that strictly for money.
Well, yeah. So what's the biggest sale you made at Calamus Winery?
Okay. Geez, I don't know, but I would say it would have been 2,500, maybe 3,000. That would have been the top end of a single sale.
Bottles or dollars?
Dollars. Yeah, dollars. Yeah, dollars. No,
Okay.
not bottles, dollars.
What's the best thing about the wine business, or being in the wine business, and what's the worst thing about being in the wine business?
Well, the best thing is the people that you meet, such as yourself. And the worst thing probably is you'll work really, really, really long hours for very little financial compensation. But there is a psychic reward in being in the wine business that somewhat compensates.
Is it a psychic reward, or is it an addiction to something? Because you can't get out of it, can you? You can get in, but there's no out clause.
Yeah, that's right, and it is sort of a lifelong affliction, addiction. I mean, that's one of the reasons why the title of the book is Besotted, which means, you know, madly in love or intoxicatingly in love.
Yeah,
and I think that's what you have
love.
to. Yeah, and that's what you have to be to make a career in the wine business.
Right. You know, the first wine that I ever puked out was made of dandelions, and I think you had a similar experience.
You remember that? Yeah.
No, I tuned out. I was turned off wine as a teen, and I switched to weed. But you determined instead to learn to make good wine. Tell me about your early winemaking adventures.
Right. Yeah, after some really bad experiences that I detail in the book, including a neighbor's dandelion wine, I started to make wine at home in about 1975. Now, I traveled and moved around a lot for a number of years, so it seemed like in every port of call I was in, I'd go to a winemaking store and get the concentrate and try my hand at it. None of them were very good. Meanwhile, when I moved back to Ontario to stay in around 1981, I started making fruit wine from fruit trees in my backyard. And again, with mixed success. Pears mostly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And anything else I could get my hands on. And then I hooked up with my brother, who had started making wine, homemade wine, even earlier than I did. And in 1989, we formed Horne Brothers Fine Wines, and sent us 25 years
of which we have a bottle here, right?
Indeed.
Horne Brothers Meritage 2008. Was it drinkable?
It is drinkable. But
it is still drinkable.
It is drinkable, and actually my brother assured me, and he, before I came here, that he'd had one just recently, and it it was still in fine shape, despite the plastic cork that you.
Well, we all live and learn. I mean, I think it's a less painful lesson for you than it is for, say, a huge winery.
Absolutely, and again, I'm still amazed at the number of established wineries that are still using that closure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you do use a closure, a plastic closure like that, please put on a transparent capsule so that we can see it and use the bottle up very quickly before it goes bad.
Yeah, good point, man. Yeah, we need to know these things.
Right, now I want to read a short quote from your book. You say, "I wanted a wine cellar so that I could go and pick just the right wine for any meal or occasion. If that sounds snobby or finicky, it probably is." Well, what I want to say to you is, no, it's not. Okay, I mean, imagine, you'd never question a music lover for choosing the right mood music. And you'd never question, for that matter, somebody who uses theme-based napkins or dishes, or it's like at Christmas or Hanukkah. So, why do folks still think this about wine lovers?
Well, you know, that's the the non-wine world people, I think, sort of still have this idea that love of wine is snobbish, and if you're sort of careful about what you drink and who you drink it with, and what age the wine is and all that kind of thing, it does come across as a little bit snobby.
Dandy.
And I understand that. I get that. But,
too bad, they're still missing something.
Whatever, yeah.
They're missing something really big. So this is the Horne Brothers wine that you made, but now you've been, you were an investor and you still are a director of sales for Calamus. And
no, I must correct on that. I am
me.
actually retired from Calamus.
Oh, fantastic!
Yeah, and I still do a little bit of sales for them.
Right.
But I have not actually been the sales manager for I don't know, two and a half years at least. So gave me time to
which is why you wrote the book. Okay, yeah. Well, let's celebrate your retirement in the book, and tell me about this wine, the Calamus 2012 Meritage, and why you chose it.
Well, Arthur Harder, the winemaker, does a couple of things exceptionally well, and one is aromatic whites, including the Pinot Gris, which is their trademark. And the other thing he does really well is Bordeaux blends, which of course what this is, Cab Franc, Cab Sauvignon, Merlot, from what is probably going to go down as the best red wine vintage ever in Niagara 2012.
You're not talking about, you're including 2016, which we haven't seen.
Well, we haven't seen that.
Which we think might be even better.
It could very well be, and that wouldn't surprise you, because there's always, hopefully, going to be a better vintage.
Yeah.
But as far as wines that we'd be drinking right now, this is probably the pinnacle. And so this is the Calamus's flagship wine, and if you like red blends, it's drinking, I think you'll agree, beautifully.
I like a lot about it. I like the fact that it's concentrated. It's good high extract. It has definitely ripeness. It's got tremendously well-balanced acidity. It has a lot of acidity. It's got bite, but it's not biting. Okay, it's got enough acidity to keep it living for a long time. And I think that this is a 20-year wine easily.
It's certainly going to have a nice long future ahead of it.
Oh, absolutely.
I wish I had more.
Well, talk to the man. Talk to the man. You can get more.
Actually, there's plenty available at the winery.
Good. And what does it sell for?
I believe it's about $28.
$28, which is absolutely reasonable. A Bordeaux of this quality level would be 45 to 60.
I would think so.
Yeah. So, Calamus 2012 Meritage. Thanks. Listen, thank you for joining me here on Pro&Kon today, Larry. My guest has been Larry Horne, author of this new book, Besotted, which you can get in bookstores now. What does it sell for?
It's $20, and it's also available at Calamus Winery.
At Calamus Winery. And that would be a good place to buy it. So go visit, have a glass of Calamus Meritage 2012, pick up a copy of Besotted, and don't drive home. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for watching, and come back again soon. Watch again. If you like the show, click the subscribe button. I'm Conrad Ejbich. We'll see you next time. Thank you. By the way, do you think you could tell me more about those $1 million podcasts and ad sales? I want someone here for the show. Any possibility there?
Yeah, okay.
Okay, we'll talk about it after the show.
I see where you're
See you
going
again.
with that.
See you again. Bye.